Okay, Ron, I'm ready to shoot this when you are. What's on the docket for the cold open? Let's see. A Star Wars reference for May 4th? Dude, I don't like Star Wars. Star Wars is for nerds, and I'm a jock. I'm a cool jock. I beat nerds up. No, jocks don't watch Star Wars. We watch cool things like Baywatch and wrestling. You know, where a bunch of guys are rubbing up against each other, all oily and sweaty. Yeah, that's what cool guys watch. And like in football too. And soccer, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not doing a May the 4th be with you reference. That's stupid. Besides, this episode's late. May the Sith be with you? I'm not saying that. Is that a Star Wars thing? I swear to God, Ron.
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Oh, welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the comedy news that you didn't know about. America is bouncing back after the pandemic, baby, and don't mind all the naysayers talking about death counts and high infection rates, not to mention many adults' refusal to get the second or even the first of the so-called vaccine. Hey, at least movies are coming back.
Another economic closure is hitting moviegoers. The ArcLight Theaters, including the iconic Pacific Cinerama Dome in Hollywood, will close for good. Now, that landmark and 5 other Southern California locations that closed more than a year ago will not reopen.
The Dome was prominently featured in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but it also provided space for independent films.
The theaters had been boarded up since last summer's demonstrations. The parent company, which had reportedly been negotiating its unpaid lease, has not ruled out selling the chain.
Okay, at least some movies are coming back. Yes, a couple of storied names in cinema, the ArcLight Cinemas and Pacific Theaters, are going the way of other long-held pre-pandemic traditions. This closure came out of nowhere given how AMC Theaters recently had a rally in the stock market thanks to all those people that bought GameStop stock. The former didn't necessarily work as well as the latter, but no one wants to see AMC fail, nor did anyone want to see the ArcLight die out. For better or worse, the country is opening up as vaccines continue to roll out. That means we'll eventually get back to coughing on each other and sharing food Lady and the Tramp style. Until then, we have to take it slow. Especially with this movie biz. I'm not trying to hear someone directly behind me munching on some of that crunchy gold deliciousness that I call popped corn, all the while I'm wondering if they got the shot. Now, based on how I'm imagining them munch obnoxiously on this popped corn, they did not. And what I'm saying here is that they're probably not as good of a person as they think they are based on their eating mannerisms. Also, get the vaccine, you dummy. Quentin Tarantino is eager to get back to movies on the silver screens. The story director owns New Beverly Cinema, a 35mm run theater in Los Angeles he purchased in 2007 to save from redevelopment. He also owns several pairs of shoes worn by previous first ladies, but again, those are for historical purposes. AMC and other theaters have already started their slow openings. Currently, there are only a certain amount of people allowed in theaters, plus they space out the people. Technically, it's safe to go to the movies, but it's all up to you. And technically, it's safe for me to go back to space, but I refuse to do so because of what happened on Uranus. I know what you're thinking, and no, it definitely involved my anus. The reopening of the New Beverly brought in a lot of hope for other LA film-based institutions. Just because the current owners of Pacific Theaters and the ArcLight say they can't open back up doesn't mean someone or some entity won't open them again. Netflix, for instance, is in dire need of a physical space. When I say dire need, I mean they should invest in a space. The film and TV worlds are still largely traditional, after all. It makes sense to own a theater where you can show first-run movies on top of your originals because you need it in order to get Oscar nominations. Wouldn't you know it, people are maybe ready to buy these theaters. Marcus Theaters, IMAX, and Cinemark are all reported to be interested in at least making a deal with the ArcLight owners, Decurion Corp, in order to keep some locations open. So anything is possible in La La Land. If the pandemic has proven anything for the entertainment industry, it's that physical locations of theaters are nowhere near in danger of closing. They are in danger of lessening, only to be owned by mega corporations, so the artsy film side of enjoying films will be gone, but at least the $9 small popcorn and lounge seats will be there. That's encouraging. Hopefully, the ArcLight and others like it won't fade out. Yes, I ended this with a screenwriting term. What else am I going to do with this English degree? Teach? Probably. Speaking of things I need to teach you, why don't I teach you to subscribe and check out one of our other videos? Of course, you can head to the website cpluscomedy.com, where I'm talking to your favorite comedians sometimes. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ChadBlackWhite. Like us on Facebook. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And I'm still trying to find Watchmen in this collection. I just don't know where it is.